All right, guys, here we go. So this is a full body calisthenics routine, push, pull, and legs with your boy Sean Rock to the Represent Mandatory Thrive, and I'm just gonna go through the whole routine. So we're starting with the push muscles. The goal with the warm up set is to fatigue the shoulders first, the chest second, and the triceps. Not necessarily fatigue them, but warm them up by doing high reps of an easier version of a move. Like for here, I'm doing pike push-ups, but my legs are closer, and I'm going for about 15 to 20 reps, really concentrating on the shoulders and pumping some blood into the muscle and maintaining a solid contraction. Now here I'm going to the diamond push-ups, which diamond push-ups emphasizes a little bit more on the upper chest than the traditional push-up, which upper chest is a key component to aesthetics. But anyways, I'm doing these from a knee position so that I can focus on, exhausting or adding some blood to the chest muscles. And we're doing about 15 to 20 reps as well. These are right back to back. All of this routine is supersetted. And the last warm up set will be for the triceps, and I'm doing body weight tricep extensions from the knees. Remember, these are the most easiest versions of it so that you can focus on the contraction of the muscle and pumping blood into them and getting them nice and warmed up for the real sets. Now, usually I do pushing and the pulling movement together, so this was actually a lot more taxing than I expected to be. Now I'm resting about 10 to 30 seconds in between sets. Now here is the first official set. I did 2 of these because I didn't expect it to be this difficult. But what we did was elevated pike push-ups for the shoulders first. And we focused on contraction. We're going for about 8 to 12 reps each set. And of course, this is supersetted with another chest movement. We'll be doing traditional diamonds with a little bit of a decline, so they could put a little bit more emphasis on the upper chest development, and then we'll superset that with tricep dips. So remember, we're hitting all of the pushing movements, first starting off with shoulders, second chest, and then third triceps. This was a lot harder than I expected it to be, doing it this way with this much concentration, because you gotta remember right now I'll use my glutes or my legs to kind of help assist when doing high reps and different things like that. But here I'm just focusing on mainly my mind muscle connection is focused specifically on the muscle at hand. But you got to remember, after I've done the move for the shoulders, the next move is for the chest, but the shoulders is being hit throughout all of these moves. The chest is being hit all throughout these moves, and the triceps is being hit all throughout these moves. So you're really taxing the upper body, even though they're being hit from different angles. So it was a lot more intense than I expected. So I did 2 sets of that. And usually I'll do 3 when I start doing my official training. This is just a practice day. Now, the next set will be focused on strength only. This is where I'll do my advanced body weight moves. But as you can see right here, I really struggled to get 2 reps of handstand push-ups with this. So I decided to opt out of the 1-arm push-ups and focus on some iso push-ups so that I can still get a good fatiguing of the chest. Now, usually if I just do handstands by itself or not like teamed up with other moves, I can do about 6 to 8 currently with my current weight. But putting all these moves together really made those handstands like super hard for the kids. So I said, forget that. I'll do isometric push-ups instead of 1-arm push-ups. And even the deep dips was pretty hard. I usually can get anywhere between a good solid 6 to 10 of those knocked out. But here I was just burnt with this. And I think the rest period is what is making it difficult, because I'm literally resting for about 10 to 30 seconds. So probably on Monday, what I'll do is I'll probably add about 45 seconds of rest between each set so that I don't fatigue as much. And got to remember too, this is a new stimulus for me. This is a bodybuilding focus. I'm focusing specifically on the muscle. I'm trying to contract the muscle. I noticed when I did the tricep dips that I was fatiguing, so I stopped going down as far as I needed to. So I need all of these big heavy movements, these big body weight movements to be not only do they need to add like some leg raises or some L sits in them, but I need a quality 6 reps. So when I come in on Monday, I'll be a little bit more focused and direct with the routine and know exactly what I need to do to intensify these moves and to make it through these moves, because it was pretty rough. My shoulders were burnt. Now this is what I usually do at the end of a pushing set. I hold on to my upper chest and I do like a little squeeze across. It really works. So that was my strength set. And usually what I'll plan to do is I'll plan to do another endurance set, high reps, max reps with, the push up, and handstands or whatever I want to do for that day. Now here we're moving into the pulling set. This is the warm up set. Now I did something different, a new move that I researched, and there's no name for it, but it's called like it's like a row, but it's a row where you put your arms, your head right under the bar, and you curling over, and it really hits the biceps a little harder. So I was actually surprised. So as you can see, my form is very, very loose. I would like to have a more stiffer form and have my legs out, but this move after the row really was burning the biceps. So that's the warm up set for that. We did about 10 to 15 reps. Now we're going into our hypertrophy set right here of pull-ups and chin-ups. Now once again, usually I'm only resting about 10 to 30 seconds. So usually I could do these sets back to back without stopping, but I had to stop after doing 8 solid pull-ups. Here, once again, I don't like the way I'm using my glutes, but once again, I was fatigued. So that's the set, doing 8 reps. I fatigued, so I stopped and did my last 2 reps. Those joints was burning pretty bad. So here's a strength set, air seated pull-ups. I would have liked to had more time under tension and done these a little more slower. But once again, this new training stimulus was pretty intense with the low rest period. Usually what I do is I do one move to fatigue and then I move to the next and I keep going. So this was a lot harder. Now this is where the camera cut off on me, so I actually couldn't record my leg portion of the routine. So I just threw some other leg stuff in there that I had did prior, but I can explain exactly what I did for the legs. I wrote down what I did for the legs today. So today, what I actually did is I did step ups, and I did about 15 to 20 reps on each legs. And then I immediately went from the step ups to walking lunges. And I didn't count. I don't plan to ever really count the walking lunges. My goal with walking lunges is just to do enough till I feel a lot of tension and burn and fatigue in my legs. So I did this whole set without any rest. Immediately following this set, I did max squats. Squats I did today, I did about 55 squats in a row. And then for bridges, my legs was pretty burnt, so I did about 30 bridges. And max calf raises, I did about 28 in a row. Then I rested and I did another 50. So almost 80 calf raises, and that's just for the warm-up set. Now, mind you, the legs are much stronger. Body weight resistance is really limited, so you really have to up the reps to make yourself able to fatigue at a lower rep range, or just to even make it effective. So rested for about 10 to 20 seconds. Now, this next set that you see me doing is not what I did. This is just sets that I do. What I did was I did very, very slow body weight squats with the goal to fatigue between 16 and 20 sets. I did not do any plyometrics. This is just a demonstration of a past workout that I did, but I did about 18 reps, very, very slow. And then I went straight from there into walking lunges. And I did a bunch of walking lunges until my legs was pretty exhausted. And then immediately following those walking lunges, I did body weight bridges, and the body weight bridges, I did them very, very slow as well. I fatigued around about 14 reps. And then immediately after the 14 reps, I went into glute lifts, and that's pretty much where you turn around and you just lift your glutes up for reps. So I did that for today. I did it for 3 sets. So I was actually able to do my 3 full sets, with my lower body, but not with my upper body. My upper body was fatigued. So now we're moving into the strength portion of the workout. And what I did for the strength portion was, not what you see on the screen. Of course, again, I did pistol squats, and I was able to get 5 pistol squats clean with each leg. And then I went immediately from there to broad jumps for 6 reps. And that means I jumped as high as I possibly could with the cleanest landing that I possibly could without just slamming my body in the ground. But I really tried to land like a cat. And then from there, I did shrimp squats. And I did them more in the form of a deadlift, right? Like, so on a come up, I did it as if I was deadlifting from the ground. So shrimp squats, deadlifts, and then immediately following that, I did 5 backflips with high intensity. And then the last set will be sissy squats, which I really could not do well holding the bar, but I did about 3 sissy squats, and I couldn't do no leg curls because I'm trying to do the leg curls from under a bar. You know, that's basically using the posterior chain to lift my whole body, and I just couldn't do that. So but we're working on it. So that will be the strength portion for the legs. And then in my traditional workouts, what I'll do from here is I'll do 5 sets of burpees and then 5 sets of sprints. And then that will complete the full body routine. So I hope y'all liked the video. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great, don't stop. It's your boy Sean Rock Tuda. I'm signing out. Peace.